Hi everybody. Okay, I like to show you how to do Judy's magic cast on in this video. And that's the first step of knitting toe up socks. Okay, so you need a ball of yarn, and I'm showing you double pointed needles in this video, but I will have other video for magic loop method. So if you're using magic loop method, please watch the other one. Okay, so first off, you need about, say, a foot of tail. Okay, so that short tail is pointing towards me, and of course the other side is attached to your ball of yarn. Okay, then hold the yarn as if you are doing long tail cast on. Right. And then you hold two needles together. And let's call this needle top needle and this one bottom needle for convenience. Okay. And you kind of drape over the yarn over the top needle like so. Okay, and then hold on to that loop or yarn so that it doesn't slip off the needles. And there's three things you have to follow to do this method. Okay, number one, you're casting on each needle alternatively. So this yarn right here, this is actually your first stitch. So the next stitch will go onto the bottom needle, and then you go top needle and bottom needle and so on. And number two, when you are casting onto the top needle, you're going to use the bottom section of yarn right here. Okay, and when you're casting onto your bottom needle, you're going to use top section of the yarn right there. And the rule number three, every time you cast on a stitch, you wrap in the needle from bottom up and over. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we have one stitch right here already. So the next stitch go to the bottom one. And we use the top section of the yarn. And we wrap that yarn from bottom and up and over, like so. So now we have two stitches. And again, next stitch will go onto the top needle. And for the top needle, you use the bottom section of the yarn. And again, go down and wrap the needle from bottom up and over. And go back to the center. Okay, again, so we have two stitches on the top needle and one stitch on the bottom needle. So the next move is you cast onto the bottom needle using this section of yarn up there. So we go up and wrap the needle from bottom up and over. Okay, let's do it again. Next one is the top needle, so you go down and up around from bottom up, and next stitch will be the bottom needle, so you go up and wrap the needle bottom up and over. So I now have 3 stitches on each needle. And for my size, this is worsted yarn, so I need 6 stitches total, not total, on each needle. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, so I'm good. So hold on to this yarn in the back and you rotate the yarn 180. Right. Make sure this shorter side goes over the longer side. Okay, and that should stay there. And you bring in another needle, and then you knit across. So this is a set up row, and you just knit across twice. And make sure you bring this needle a little bit up so those stitches don't slip out. And of course the first row around is always very awkward, but we can do it. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I split the stitch. Okay, with DPN you can introduce another needle at this point, or you can do the set up round with only one stitch and just go across and use one more needle when you come back to this point. Okay, so the first half of the round is done. Again, I rotate this 180 degrees and just keep knitting. But when you switch the needles like this, just make sure you tuck this enough so that there's no big gap in between the needles. Sorry, in between the needles there. So this is the setup round. And now we are ready to start shaping the toe. Okay, so when you get to this point, I see you in the next video.